What's the longest you've watched someone fake their way through something? My best friend Sarah got hired as a sign language interpreter at our local hospital, despite knowing absolutely nothing about sign language. She'd applied for an administrative position, but during her interview, the hiring manager misunderstood her resume where she'd listed interested in learning ASL as actual experience. When they offered her the interpreter position at triple the salary of the admin job, she panicked and accepted it. Her first day, she was assigned to the maternity ward where a deaf couple was having their first baby. Sarah showed up wearing professional clothes and carrying a notebook, trying to look the part. When the couple started signing, she just smiled warmly and made up gestures that looked vaguely like sign language. She'd nod thoughtfully, make random hand movements, then write in her notebook like she was translating. The couple seemed confused but grateful for her presence. For weeks, Sarah maintained this charade by developing a system. She'd make sympathetic faces, write things down, then show the paper to both the deaf patients and medical staff, essentially becoming a human notepad rather than an interpreter. Surprisingly, patients loved her because she was incredibly attentive and compassionate, spending more time with them than most hospital staff. 3 months into this bizarre situation, the hospital director nominated her for an Excellence in Patient Care award. Sarah was horrified but couldn't decline without revealing her deception. At the award ceremony, she was asked to give a short acceptance speech and demonstrate her signing skills. The night before, I found her in tears, frantically watching YouTube tutorials on basic sign language. She practiced signing thank you and hello hundreds of times, hoping to string together something passable. At the ceremony, Sarah stepped onto the stage in front of 200 hospital staff, board members, and several deaf patients she'd helped. She began her speech normally, thanking everyone for the honor, then attempted to sign what she'd practiced. The audience fell completely silent. A deaf patient in the front row started signing rapidly to her colleague, looking increasingly distressed. Sarah froze, her hands suspended mid-air. That's when Dr. Miller, the head of neurology, stood up and began signing fluently to the deaf attendees. He explained something at length, and they gradually began to smile and nod. After the ceremony, Sarah approached Dr. Miller to confess and resign, but he stopped her. "You've been writing everything down and showing it to both parties, haven't you?" he asked. Sarah nodded, ashamed. "That's actually called Communication Access Real-Time Translation, or CART. It's a legitimate accommodation method when interpreters aren't available. You've accidentally been providing a valuable service." It turned out the hospital had been desperate for any communication solution for deaf patients, and Sarah's improvised method, while unorthodox, had genuinely helped bridge the gap. Instead of firing her, they enrolled her in proper ASL classes and created a new patient advocacy position that didn't require fluent signing. The deaf community even presented her with a thank you card for her efforts to communicate when most people wouldn't bother. 5 years later, Sarah is now the hospital's accessibility coordinator and actually fluent in sign language. She still blushes whenever someone mentions her innovative approach to patient communication, knowing she was just a terrified admin assistant trying not to get fired.